Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Firstly, I want to ask you guys, how many of you out there have been waiting for Nigeria to drop its COVID PCR testing requirements for fully vaccinated travelers? Or maybe there's some of you out there that are just like, they should just scrap everything for everybody. Leave a comment below if you fall into the category of any of these two. Like, where is your mind at right now with regard to the protocols for travel? Do you think, and I've heard this a lot, that there is an ulterior motive beyond just the health and care of the Nigerian people, why these, requirements are not being removed? Like, let me know in the comment section below. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you what the travel protocols for traveling to Nigeria is as of today. Truth be told, the protocols have not changed since my last video on this topic. I'll link that video up there, but many of you have been saying you're traveling during Easter, you want to know what the updated, what the current protocols are. So I'm going to create more of a short condensed video on the key things that you need to know with regard to the COVID travel rules for traveling to Nigeria. If you want a more detailed video, step-by-step video, I'll definitely link my old video up so you can follow it step by step. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing what you need to know. One, as a fully vaccinated traveler planning on traveling to Nigeria. Two, as a partially or not vaccinated traveler planning on traveling to Nigeria. And finally, I'm also going to be sharing with you what are the requirements by the Nigerian government for departing from Nigeria. So yes, there are requirements for going into Nigeria, but Nigeria also has requirements if you're thinking about leaving Nigeria, what needs to be done on your part for you to be allowed to leave. If it's your first time here, my name is Sassy Funke and I'm a Nigerian travel and lifestyle content creator, really creating to help Nigerians navigate travel better and smarter. If that's something that you think you benefit from, make sure to hit that subscribe button below and join this incredible family, right? Trying to get to 100K. I keep saying it, guys. You guys are the ones to make it happen. So click that red subscribe button down below. So let's get straight into this video. What do you need to know as a fully vaccinated traveler thinking and planning to travel to Nigeria? So these are the key things you need to know as a fully vaccinated traveler. And I'm going to pop up here, the key things to know is that you need to present a negative COVID-19 PCR test at check-in, and this test has to be done within 48 hours before your departing flight, right? So if you're going to be transiting from your first flight that is en route to Nigeria, within 48 hours, you need to actually do that test, the PCR test. Key to note. Number two, you need to also ensure that you fill the passenger locator declaration form right before your flight and generate your permit to travel QR code. This is very important. This QR code is what you're also going to present alongside your COVID PCR test when you're actually at check-in trying to travel to Nigeria. If you don't have this QR code, if you don't have this COVID PCR testing at check-in, you will not be allowed to travel to Nigeria, right? Thirdly, when you're actually filling out the locator form and the health declaration form in the previous point, it's going to take you to a booking where you have to book and pay for your day 2 arrival coronavirus test, this PCR test, right? You need to do this before travel. You will be directed to do this when you're trying to fill out the locator form anyway, but you need to pay for one test that you have to do in Nigeria when you arrive. And key to note that day 2, right, is the day after you arrive. So if you arrive in Lagos or Nigeria, Abuja on a Monday, Tuesday is the day you have to go and do your day 2 tests, right? And it's key to note also that there is no need for self-isolation. So now let me talk briefly about the rules for unvaccinated or partially vaccinated travelers, right? Firstly, you need to present a negative COVID-19 PCR test at check-in, and this test has to be done within 48 hours of your flight, right? It can't be done earlier than that. It has to be within 48 hours of your flight. Secondly, you need to fill out the passenger locator and health declaration form, right, and generate your permit to travel, this QR code, which is very important because, as I mentioned, for fully vaccinated travelers, you need to present this QR code and also your negative COVID-19 PCR test at check-in before they will allow you to board the plane. I also mentioned here that you need to pay and book for your arrival, day 2 and day 7 PCR coronavirus tests, right? You need to do this before travel. So in the process of filling out your passenger locator health declaration form, it's going to take you to pay for your day 2 and day 7 PCR tests, right? You won't be able to get your QR code until you actually make payment for these 2 tests as an unvaccinated or partially vaccinated traveler going to Nigeria. It also states that you have to do a 7-day self-isolation. So when you get to Nigeria, you have to isolate for 7 days, right? But it's key to note that you have to go for your day 2 and day 7 tests. So even though you're isolating, you're allowed to go and do your day 2 and day 7 tests, right? So that's pretty much it when it comes to what are the key requirements. As I mentioned before, if you want to know the step-by-step process, I'll leave a link up to where I share that, but I'll also leave the relevant links, right, for you to register in the description box below so you can easily navigate to those websites. Now, let me talk about what are the guidelines for outbound passengers. Basically, when you're trying to leave Nigeria, as I mentioned, there are requirements for you before the government of Nigeria will allow you to leave the country. And these requirements are separate from what your destination requires or what your transit country requires. This is in addition, right? And this is what it states there on the official document. They said, all passengers traveling out of Nigeria are required to A, provide an evidence of a full COVID-19 vaccination, meaning you have to be fully vaccinated, or you need to present a negative COVID-19 PCR test done no longer than 48 hours before departure. So either you've been fully vaccinated or you actually do a PCR test within 48 hours of your flight for you to be allowed to leave the country. You may be lucky that the requirement of your destination country requires for you to do a PCR test anyway, right? If that's the case, you fulfill these requirements too. And I think it's key to note that when it comes to exemptions, right, it states here on the official site that only children that are less than 10 years old are exempted from uploading a pre-arrival negative COVID-19 PCR test result, right? It also states that only children less than 10 years are exempted from payments for the repeat test in Nigeria, right? So yes, your child doesn't have to, if your child is below 10 on the date of travel, if they're 10 and above, they have to do the pre-arrival and post-arrival test. But if they're below 10 on the date of travel, they do not need to do the COVID-19 test, which is amazing because it's money, it's a lot of money, right? But it's important that all passengers have to register on the portal, even though they don't have to do tests as under 10s, but they still have to register. Anyways, guys, that's a mouthful. I really hope this video has been super useful and really highlights the key points that you need to know if you're thinking about going to Nigeria anytime soon. I'm probably going to do a video about just sharing at some point why I think Nigeria hasn't removed, in my personal opinion, and maybe I'll share other people's opinions too. So if you have opinions on why you think Nigeria hasn't canceled this whole COVID requirement, leave a comment below and I'll be highlighting that in future videos. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate your love and support as always on my channel. Don't forget to share this video out there. Give this video a huge thumbs up, leave a comment. It always encourages me when I read your comments. It's my favorite part of creating content, getting your feedback, right? Thank you once again. Yes, if you made it to the end, just leave a comment, as always, and say, Sassy, we made it. Yes, we made it together. We made it here. So just leave Sassy, we made it in the comment section. Thank you once again, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.